I'm Shelley, the Peace Oracle. How are you doing? If you are in the US, you might be feeling some intensity. If you are other areas in the world, you might be feeling some intensity too. There's a lot of heightened emotion ever since the election, the presidential election in the US, and not many people have had very many moments of peace. So I'm very happy to be with you to give some tips to get through this month. And I will also be putting out some articles and some other videos supporting people through this processing time, both on the liberal and the conservative side. For me, I am a liberal, so I am seeing things from a certain vantage point that helps me to recognize the layers of how the election has been affecting people, most especially women. And so it's very, very important to me to give another layer of wisdom and guidance so that people can have, so that you can have some additional tools. You know, we're all so good at taking care of ourselves. Everyone has their way. And Oracle's got some great tips, some great wisdom. It is highly unconventional, and then sometimes it's very normal. And I appreciate you being here and being open. I hope that these messages give you moments of peace, give you wisdom, give you some things to work with, some ideas to maybe think about things a little bit differently, maybe give you a little bit more softness in your mind, hopefully more soothing to your nervous system. And if you would like to have some personalized guidance, I do live video oracle readings online. So just like this, but me with you live. So if that could benefit you, go to peaceoracle.com. I'm very happy to answer whatever is on your mind. Think about what you would ask the spirit or invisible realms, and we can talk about it. Our highest good and highest good of all, please show us what is our healthiest path to peace in December 2024. This is our deck. Card number 41. All right. I'm going to fast forward through this. Okay. 41. Net caster. Hmm. This is our deck for our highest good and highest good of all. Please show us what is our healthiest path to emotional peace in December 2024. Card 21. Contemplation. What is our, okay. This is our deck. For our highest good and highest good of all, please show us what is our healthiest path to physical peace in December 2024. Card number 1. Spirit Keeper of the West. All right. This is our deck. For our highest good and highest good of all, please show us what is our healthiest path to spiritual peace in December 2024. Card number 10. Ooh, Hecate. Magic. I'm just going to do a quick read of the concepts and the color because I think that they're pretty poignant with this reading. So with the mental peace card, Netcatcher, that's all about spreading your wings, being open-minded, being discerning, really getting involved with your network and community. And the color is gray. And so that means that we need to be neutral. Gray is a neutral, open card. So if we lead with curiosity and not get too attached to any outcome while we're casting our net, that's going to be wonderful for our mental health. Contemplation for our emotional health. The dominant color is blue. And blue has to do with the throat chakra. In mainstream color theory, blue has to do with masculine energy. It has to do with a sense of authority, a lot of business. There's a lot of dark blue, a lot of navies. And with the blue relation to the throat chakra, that has to do with communication and creativity. So it's a wonderful month to really express yourself emotionally through art and through writing. So you may want to make some art, you may want to do some journaling. It'll be really great for your emotional health if you do that. Spirit Keeper of the West. So how bright and beautiful is that? It's just gorgeous. So again, with the color, we've got a lot of orange and we've got yellow. We've got a little bit of blue, which you can take what I said from the last card and apply it to here as well. But when we think about orange, we're really thinking about relationships. With the second chakra, we are in a state of flow. And the Spirit Keeper of the West, when we think about the season of fall, we think about endings. We think about things winding down. So you could look at this as a sunrise. When I look at this, I see the sunset, though, because of the concept of the West. So this is about the flow of relationships. So it may be that there's something that will help you to be at peace in your body. So this is all about physical peace, your nerves, how safe you feel, your financial life. Those are the concepts that we have here. So it may be that something is coming to a close as far as a chapter in your life or possibly a relationship. Not necessarily a bad thing, but when we are focusing on the color of orange, we really want to focus on our relationships and the fluidity and flow and health of our relationships. So for physical peace, relationships, relationships, relationships. Then for spiritual peace, we have Hecate. And Hecate is the goddess of the crossroads, and in this deck they associate her with magic, which is, of course, very apt and very appropriate to talk about most goddesses in that, having that power. But with the color red, and having to do with spiritual peace, it's kind of interesting because red generally has to do with very physical things, blood, the earth. And with chakra theory, we think about the color red with the root chakra. So that has to do, again, with the earth, physicality, our family, our tribe, all of that. So if we put those things together, for our spiritual health, we need to focus on the physical. So we need to be seated into our humanity in some way this month. It might be uncomfortable. So I think for spiritual health, what it's telling us is that there may be some magic involved. There's some magic needed to have things go a little bit differently. And magic doesn't need to be the Hollywood version of magic. Magic is in the way you walk. It's in the way you breathe. It's in the way you look at your lover. It's in the way that you do everything in your life. So let your life, let your body, let everything in your life be magic. Be divine. Truly, truly embody what you need this month. This is a card of embodiment because it's linking the spirit and the physical realms. So let's break these down a little bit more with the individual meanings. So with Netcaster, preparations come to fruition. So what a cool card. This is basically saying that we're able to reap what we sow, that we're having some kind of harvest. So that's the ultimate result, right? But we do need to do some work. So for mental peace, we really want to get out of our own box. We want to get out of our norm. We want to branch out into other communities, other networks. This can be personal, it can be professional, but either way, it's going to benefit you mentally to have as many interactions with your broader community as possible so that you can start to play on synchronicities and start to follow through with connections. So put yourself out there, do something different. You might surprise yourself. All right, contemplation for emotional peace. Again, journaling, art. Those are some really lovely ways to get in touch with how you're feeling and be able to be very expressive so that you can understand yourself the best. There's a lot of processing that everyone needs to do, especially the people who are affected by the election. And a lot of times, mind over matter doesn't work, right? We can't think our way out of a problem. So I encourage you to take heed, take the advice of the card and contemplate, but don't try to force anything. Don't try to force any change. The only thing that is relevant is that reflection, that contemplation. We don't need to rewrite the wheel. We don't need to do some big thing. We just need to sit and give ourselves some attention. We need to witness ourselves. We need to understand why we're feeling certain things, why we believe certain things. And that can give us some insight and some revelation, hopefully, so that we can go on to this next year of 2025 in as healthy and as authentic as we possibly can. We really want to be very, very clear and pure within ourselves so that we can go forward in the best way possible. Spirit Keeper of the West for physical peace. There's a lot of things we can derive from this card. I do feel that it has to do with the winding down or the simplification or minimization of a certain relationship. And this could be a relationship that's professional or personal, or maybe something that you are experiencing internally. Maybe you are having a relationship with a certain belief or a thought pattern or something like that. So don't just kind of assume that there's going to be some rift in your world. It can be very abstract. So we want to just let things go that are ready to go and be able to really harness that energy, harness the love, harness the lessons, and truly incorporate what that relationship, how that relationship affected you, so that you can truly move on. And, you know, another part of it, just from the visual of the card, is that this is beautiful, right? And a lot of the country looks like this. You know, we've got gorgeous color everywhere. So for physical health, I want to say that it's really important to get outside and enjoy nature as much as we can, and to be immersed in beauty and be immersed in the expansiveness. That can really help our sense of freedom, which can really transfer into some really nice physical peace. All right, Hecate. So, like I was saying, you know, magic does not have to be spells. Magic is everything. It's the way that we do everything. And if we break down what magic is, it can kind of take some of the taboo or weight out of it. Magic. We set an intention. We use some kind of either thought or word or song or candle, physical things to aid in our prayer or magic. I find that prayer and magic are very intertwined as far as their effect and their meaning. I know that that might not be something that many people agree with. Sometimes people who have had difficult experiences with religion feel very opposed to the word prayer. So if I'm making anyone uncomfortable, it's not my intention. I just want to be able to speak to as many ways that people use this practice as possible. And so when we think about magic, we're thinking about an intention. We're putting things together for it. Like I said, words, songs, candles, things like that. I've often thought of magic as prayer with props. It's very similar. I know some people would absolutely disagree with me, and that's fine. So with magic, think about your intention for everything. You want to have a certain outcome. But the thing about magic is that you have to give it up to the universe. You have to let the universe deliver your wish to you in the way that the universe has it to deliver. Some things in the world are sincerely impossible. You know, I can pray or do spells for, you know, every day for years, and I'm never going to grow wings and fly. So you have to look at what you're putting out there and the realistic aspect of what you're putting out there. So you have to let the universe give it to you in the way that it is possible to receive it. So just be open. Focus on your intention, walk the walk. You know, have your life be that spell, have your life be that prayer. The intention is one thing, and then the action is another. If we just sit around and pray, or we just sit around and do spells, and there's no action, then there's no way for anything to actually happen. So you have to marry the intention and the physical part of the action in order to have things actually happen. And that very much aligns with what I had mentioned earlier, with this being a card that I pulled for spiritual peace, but then the dominant color is red, which has to do with our physicality, our humanity. We're seeded into our humanity through spiritual practice, through challenge, through all kinds of things when we are looking at it in the spiritual context. So if you think about bringing in that spirit into the physical, that can be essentially a metaphor for magic or for prayer. And that can give you some lovely spiritual peace, so that you know that you are going forward with the best of intentions and putting your best foot forward as far as making them happen. All right, so this is a wonderful reading. I hope that December goes really well for you. I hope that whatever you celebrate, that you have a wonderful celebration. I hope that you are surrounded by love, whether the love that you have for yourself or your community or family. Keep tabs on my channel. Like I said, I'll be putting out more articles and videos to help us process things around the election. And just take excellent, excellent care. We need love, we need care, we need gentleness, and we need rest. So please be so kind to yourself and give yourself the best December that you can so that you can be at peace. I'm sending you lots of love, wishing you the best. Take care.